Full time at Ellen Road, Leeds 0, Newcastle 0. And for me, it's getting frustrating now. It's getting frustrating to watch. Newcastle United haven't scored an away goal since the 4th of May. And Newcastle haven't won a football match since the 11th of May. It's getting frustrating. And the way we were playing in that game, we played like we were happy to get a point. And yet again, I think in the Premier League now, it is so tight. Look at last season, we got Champions League by goal difference, and playing like that is going to get nowhere. Yes, I understand the conditions weren't great, but Leeds looked the more dominant side in the overall of the game, and Newcastle didn't look like winning that football match whatsoever. Is that because not having an out-and-out striker up top? Like, you've got Asula, who's still young and stuff, more than likely, but Newcastle just looks so lacklustre up front. It is ridiculous. And in games like that where it's 0-0, it's end-to-end stuff, and it could go either way, you make the substitutes, right, which is absolutely fair enough. I've got nothing wrong with Eddie Howe's substitutes that he made. It was the fact of how they performed. I thought Harvey Barnes and Elanga were absolutely piss poor. They really, really were. Elanga was constantly running down that line. He crossed the ball out twice, ran out with the ball, and just didn't do anything. And Barnes just doesn't look fit. In my eyes, he doesn't look fit. He doesn't look fast. He doesn't look like he was when we first signed him. He just doesn't look like that anymore. And then even when when Lewis Hall came on, he looked like he was struggling a bit, and Miley came on at half time and was probably the best out of the bunch for substitutes. But I think the positives from today were Tino Livramento, Sven Botman and Jacob Ramsey. I hope Jacob Ramsey's not injured, because obviously he went down in the first half, but I think Tino Livramento was by far probably the best player with Botman. Hopefully Botman, obviously, because he went off, I don't know if he's injured, but I thought Botman had a really, really good game, kept the lead striker quiet throughout the whole game, didn't get a sniff, and for me it's getting frustrating. That's the main feeling I've got now. It's pure frustration, and we can't score. And the thing that I was thinking about towards the end of that game, we've got Barcelona in 2 games' time. That is very scary. We've got Barcelona in 2 games' time, and we simply can't score a goal. Like, we can't do anything. Yes, we've got 2 against Liverpool, but we're struggling. We really are. I think the international break came at a good time for Newcastle. I think we probably need it. We need a bit of a reset. We need the transfer window over, and I think, look, yes, we should have won this game. Not from how we performed. On paper, Newcastle should have won this game, and we had to win this game. If we want to go to the very top again, if we want to go for Champions League, we had to win that. We haven't. I think now, before the next international break, I think that's when you've got to seriously look at Newcastle then and judge us on how we are performing and stuff. I think today is a lot of frustration because we couldn't score, and we didn't look like scoring, and when we made subs, they just didn't look great. I think you've got to judge us against Wolves and Bournemouth, and if we don't perform then, because yes, the performance against Liverpool was great and we should have won, but I think international breaks came at a good time, but it's really frustrating to draw 0-0 in a game like this where we should have won on paper, and points are so crucial in the Premier League, and if you're not beating the promoted teams, then you're not gonna get Champions League football. But that's my thoughts, boys. Let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree, and yeah, international break. I'll see you on the next one.